Oh, there's a shop in here. Oh, that makes sense. I was wondering what the fancy walls were. That's what threw me off and got me guessing gates and whatnot. These super fancy rock walls. So this is not simple rock, my friend. No way. That's something fancy, I tell ya. Redstone or something. But unfortunately, not looking like a whole lot of usefulness there. So let's keep it going. Unfortunately, because our trident is fragile, we couldn't even switch to the demon trident of vampiricism as a little test run. When we make that choice, it's going to be a full commitment the moment we do it. Oh man, I was a bit late. Minotaur looking great though. Yeah, no worries, Peacock. Sorry I missed the start here, but we'll be up on Twitch and definitely going up on YouTube as well if you want to catch up there in the back end. But going pretty awesome so far. Probably one of the luckiest runs I've had, at least in a long time here. And that's actually, I'm saying that on a run where we have absolute trash resistances. Like if we open this up real quick, we've been dealing with this most game. We didn't even get our poison until we were most of the way through swamp, was it? Kind of forget now. It's all been a blur as we sped through, but it's definitely been pretty incredible, if not just because we got this +10 trident right away on one of the early floors on the dungeon. Pretty sweet. And I've been having a lot of fun with Ash and Zari too. I had no idea what to expect from some of the newer mechanics that I was unfamiliar with, but going pretty solid. Our time zones are like 10 hours apart. Nice. Definitely understandable there. Seems like actually a decent number of my viewers have a pretty big time zone split. I think a lot of European and a lot of Asian audience for the DCSS community. Seems at least. A lot of that is just purely anecdotal from people mentioning that it's late and stuff, which means I can only assume so much from the line of the time zone they're within. One of the coolest parts about this whole... Oh, dang it. That Zot trap is going to be a pain in the butt. But one of the beauties of the internet is connecting us all. Crap. So you, symbol have tormented me. Let us... I'm going to pop down the file floods here. Torrent of water. I don't know if the silence works on you. I'm very curious if it does. So normally one of the main advantages of this is that it disallows them from casting spells, but I'm not sure if we've hit that properly here. But let's just go nuts, shall we? Box of Tremors, see how that hits. Takes out a decent number of the summons at the very least, and brings the skeleton next to us. Undead don't need to breathe, so you can't stop them with that. Thank you. That is a great note, right? Because it's similar to the engulf status that we were dealing with from the water elementals. Partially why I like being a gargoyle so much, because they have that same effect of not needing to breathe. But that's fine. It's still just a chance to use our evocables here. So exciting. Okay, let's double check this cursed skull one more time here. Is resistant to electricity. Probably just gonna go with a normal fight here. We keep getting tormented. Let's not take any risks, shall we? So just start running away here. Fortunately, we are pretty fast. Just need to make sure that nothing that this buddy summons in is faster than us. Oh, and he is slightly faster than us, I believe. That's too bad. Oh, and you're there. Okay. Good to note, good to note. Let's just slow things down. Take our time. Take it easy. Why are you summoning only fast things, you son of a gun? Oh no, these buddies aren't that fast. Pain, man. It's always that pain. So, one option is we could turn into a tree that at least saves us from a lot of the negative or RN effects, but it does disallow us from teleporting out of here in the future. So It's only if we can't escape, which it does look like a possibility, because we could use haste and start running. Guess we do have slightly more more haste scrolls than we do blink, or haste potions than we do blink scrolls is what my brain was going for there. So it is potentially a good option, but so is just a teleport. So let's see, 27 damage. Oops. Oh, you're 39 damage. That's very scary. Let's pop down here, because at the very least, you buddies, let's double check, triple check, not fast. Oh, but you can teleport, you son of a gun. We're probably pretty close to popping off on that telly, so yeah, I thought it might be worth it just to throw in the heal. Better safe than sorry. And then let's keep in mind where that fight just happened, because I don't know. It happened here. So let's go. Oh, there we go. I'm pressing the wrong one. I was kept doing downstairs instead of upstairs. That would have been an unfortunate mistake here. Let's just head upstairs to get a nice breather there. Anytime we survive any of those experiences, it is a small victory, regardless of what we had to spend to do so. And I take whatever victories I can get in this game. Okay, this looks like... oh, jeez. I was gonna say a pretty straightforward little vault to clear here, but then the ghost just... I meant the fire giant just made so much noise, ruined everything. And then as we were saying this, we got cast into the abyss here, which is super exciting. So we can now put to the test whether we will in fact be able to survive. I should have been paying more attention to the ogre mages and their spell lists that they were picking up, especially since we know that we're dealing with exceptionally low willpower this whole run, but should be okay here. Let's try our best. The one nice thing is, again, we have the boots of running, so ideally we can just run away from a lot of this stuff if need be. I guess we can't run away from this buddy here, the thrashing horror. So we'll try and take them out pretty quick. But yes, Abyss 4 is absolutely brutal for an entry point for sure. Oh Lord, this is gonna be rough. Let's go haste. And I'm going to throw a teleport in, and let's just... oh, we have blurry vision. Cool. Would have been good to note. It is just a temporary one at the very least, so we just have to get some experience to negate that. But gonna have to survive until that point in order to do so. Okay, come on, teleport. Deep breaths. Stay calm, and we can calm our character. Okay, our vision at least sharpened. Oh right, we didn't read a scroll. Teleport, because blur vision. I knew that. I'm not a complete idiot or anything. The fire giant and the Raiju are both pains in the butt. Without any Arlek, we're definitely getting hit pretty badly by these buddies. So maybe I should have popped a potion of resistance a little earlier. Maybe do some quick math. 28. We're looking at fireballs are hitting pretty heavy, but we have 2 pips. 2 pips. Oh me, oh my. Let's throw a couple of small Curians because they seem to keep us about even on health here while we wait for the teleport to take effect. Absolutely brutal start to the abyss here. Okay, teleport us out any second now. Any second now. No. Hoping to get some great timing here. Of course, we're going to clear all the enemies just as the teleport scroll takes effect. Beautiful. Absolutely love it. But yeah, between Ash and Zari giving us awareness of where enemies are and our speed, should have a decent time compared to most at getting out of here. Ooh. But it's tough. I'm supposed to go to slime for my 3rd rune. But we can see right here, these special tiles show that the rune vault is right here. So we could attempt to quickly extract an abyss rune while we've been sent down here. It's a bit scary for sure. Not exactly extremely well equipped to take out most of the things we're finding here on Abyss 4 of all places. Dang it, I wanted to make it back into this little diagonal corridor myself. Get some more protection. Oh gosh, we're about to have our health halved by that bad boy too. Yeah. Things are just getting rough one after another here, but don't think you can kill me. Your blink bolt is 28 damage. Crap. Man, oh man. So fortunately with our our necklace of regeneration keeping us alive, we've barely been managing to keep topped off here. Or not topped off, I should say, but barely alive, as it were. Okay, this is definitely a run situation. I'm teleporting out of here. We're not going to worry about that rune vault. Absolutely too cocky for us to try and worry about that at the moment. We did, unfortunately, get sent down to Abyss 5. Oh boy, super scary. So, weirdly enough, we haven't found any potions of ambrosia. I was thinking of chugging that down to just get a bit quicker healing out of the whole shebang here. Fortunately, we have to fight this next quick. Dang it, somebody helped me with how to pronounce that last time around, and I've already completely lost the phonetical spelling that they put out for me in my brain. But definitely have to take out the mutators here. And just doing my best to heal up a little bit, because as we gain experience, we're giving ourselves a chance to create a portal out of here. Weirdly enough, that was almost part of the reason why we wanted to pull out the vault, or not pull out the vault, but go for the rune itself, because when you're carrying the Abyss rune, you have a much greater chance of portaling out of here. So oftentimes, it's just the easy way out. Nethack, right. I think it was you that helped me last time too, Peacock, thanks. Nethack's sick. It is kind of a slurping sound. Especially if I lean into it like that, I guess, but oh boy. Would love a gateway out of the Abyss appearing right about now. Just absolutely fantastic. Dream come true. Ooh, a gateway leading out appears. Oh my lord, we are friggin' out of here. Immediately take out this ogre that sent us down there. Oh, and let's maybe not die to a Tengu Reaver. Oh, they have distortion weapon. You know, that would do it. Let's look at that again. 27 damage plus your distortion weapon, and you have your bolt thingamabobs. Let's see, with our strong evocations, we have a good chance of... Not a good chance of paralyzing you, unfortunately. There's so many things I want to do at once here, because I really don't want to get hit by this distortion weapon again. Is it worth sacrificing one of my last 2 blinking scrolls? That is the real question for me at this point. Just to get out of range of this gosh darn, where is it? Mace of Distortion. Son of a gun. Because otherwise I'd just heal through this and whatnot, but even one hit from that is kind of rough. So we're going to pop in one more time to check out the will, because a Fear Scroll kind of does it. I think a Fear Scroll does it. Perfect. And then from there we shall... Let's do some corrosive bolts. Oh crap, we just alerted more doors and stuff. I wonder what you are. We at least can see that it's an easy level monster. These are tough. Don't like that. like that whatsoever. Never know what's gonna just pop out of the blue and take us out one hit here. Okay, it was a centaur, it turns out. Not as scary as it could be, but let's still drag them out or let them die to reflection. Hide in this closet real quick. Perfect. Worked just as intended there. So we didn't have to use a blinking scroll at the very least, which is nice. We don't have a whole lot of those stored up here. And I was cast into the abyss again. Ree! That's what we get for running around with no willpower, though. It's definitely expected. At the very least, we only got put into Abyss 2 this time around, so augurs to that. But, oh, and I guess we also just found a condenser vein, which is exceptionally sick. It's exactly what we were looking for on this run earlier. So, oh, enchant armor scrolls. Let's just read these off the ground, and we might as well apply them onto something. So let's put them onto this willpower armor that we're definitely going to be switching to as soon as we get out of this gosh darn place. Actually, you know what? I should maybe clear this because easy monsters are just a good source of experience, and the more experience we gain, the quicker we can get the heck out of here. So I should slow down a bit with my tabbing, because this is not somewhere where we want unexpected monsters popping out. As Nethack is a bit of a pain in the butt too. It takes quite a few javelins to take them out. I was hoping it would be a bit more analogous to the smite and just take a couple, but I guess no complaints. We still didn't get any bad mutations, so can't complain whatsoever, really. And then let's head straight for the summoner here. Don't bother with the small fries. Perfect. Me oh my. It's going okay so far, but it is a bit nicer to be on this floor of the abyss instead of going straight down to 4. So I guess that makes sense in a way. Not to say that we're safe here. Yeah, draconians are a little scary. That's something that we normally wouldn't expect to see until Zot. Snapping turtle skeleton as well. At least a heavy hitter. Dang it. Another Nethack there. Let's, this time around, use our extra speed to just get the heck out of there, shall we? Maybe picking up some of this money and whatnot along the way. That's deeper. Dang it. Second, I thought that was out. There's a slight distinction in the shades of purple on the gates, for whether it's a gateway deeper or out. Ooh, definitely need to take out the mutator first. Ooh, that was much better. One shot KO with the javelin, so I guess maybe I did speak a little too soon earlier. So that is absolutely gorgeous. And make our way through the abyss for a second time here. Oh, jeez. I accidentally held down tab there. Not great. Raju are also a pain in the butt without Arlek. But we should be able to take them out. Still. Ooh. Okay, just growing ill. Thought something worse might have been happening. I don't like this wizard approaching because if they banish us again here, we just get sent further down into the abyss once more. Ideally, I can hang out at this level of the abyss this time around and not have to go quite so deep. Hey, gateway leading out appears. We immediately are popping out. Okay, you. 38% chance to banish us at any given point here. You. You're not that fast, but you do hurl damnation and you have symbol of torment. Jeez Louise. I'm gonna start walking towards the door here. Yep. Ouch. That hurt very much here. Let's actually double check just what happened there because I think we got, yeah, a symbol of torment on all of us here. So let's double check some numbers. Lightning bolt is 3d16, so it's pretty close to lethal, or it is lethal without any damage reduction. Because the nice thing here is if I walk up and to the right diagonally, we at least get out of view of these two, which means no more Symbol of Torment, no more Damnation. That was the only scary thing, was, yeah, what this elf was able to do in the process. But now we have a few free steps. Ooh, I don't have as many free steps here. Can I make that? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Their range on banishment is 7 as well. Oh, but they can only summon. So it's only if it's the other elf in front that... Oh, it's probably the other elf in front. Jumping around there a bit in my thoughts. But yeah, if it was just the summoner, I think we would have been okay to just run away here. But if it's the mage, then one lightning bolt might be a bit sketchy. Start running. You know what? 6 range on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dang it. You will hit us once with that. Okay, we're blinking. Just to get us out of this fight. Clean our hands of that once and for all. No more banishments for us in this fight. Jeez Louise. 2 trips to the abyss is too much for me. I don't need that kind of stress in my life. So, pop out of here. We are going to uncurse our chainmail, and we are switching over to this willpower plate armor for the time being. Resistances are absolute crap still, but it's something in terms of that banishment chance at the very least. I mean, again, on the positive side, we were able to pull out a condenser vein, so actually, now that I think about it, let's head down here. I guess I want to use the condenser vein again. We can check banishment down to 11%. That's much better. But this might be a fun chance to test out the condenser vein, but I should maybe save it for when we're in a bit bigger of a group. Okay, that looked scary, but that's just a torment thing, dealing half our health. Which is scary in its own way for sure, don't get me wrong, but it's at least not an attack that actually does 100 damage consistently. Oh boy. And there we go. Just a bit of a refresh, reconfigurement there. No problem whatsoever. It's just getting caught in that constant loop of banishment. It was the real problem there. Which was largely my fault, as we were carrying around this plate armor of willpower for the last bit, but we'll ignore that for now. And, okay, down to Vaults 3. Things are still going fairly smoothly here, besides that last bit, I guess. What do we want to try finish up today? Debating where we want to get this character to, because if we really pushed and went straight for the finish, we could maybe wrap up in time. But let's not get ourselves killed, because that's not the fastest way to win a game. Surprisingly enough, throwing away 3.5 hours of work is not the quickest win pattern. But I think we should be able to fight through most of the depths here after making it that far in the vaults, at least. Gives me a little more confidence. We'll probably try and split these enemies up a little bit though. Oh, should also check. Have some messages. Oh, perfect. I'll have to message my dad back after. And there we go. Now that everything has closed the gap with us, this is a bit more straightforward of a fight, even though it's still just absolute chaos here. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's start running away from just the slime, or at least having the option to run away from the slime. I guess this thing is also hitting pretty hard here, now that I think about it. Ah, because it's electric damage. Right. And it covers ground quickly. Okay. Very silly of me to rush immediately after talking about how we shouldn't be rushing these things. But I definitely thought it was the slime who was giving us more trouble there, but this was definitely doing its own wallop. Fortunately, it does have low will, so I'm going to throw another fear scroll at this fight just to make it all go away. Something like that is perfect. Also want to take out this very ugly thing, because the slimes were at least a lot faster then, so there's no concern about them chasing us down. But I need to take out this very ugly thing. Perfect. And there we go. Not a doubt in my mind. Not a panic-inducing scenario or anything like that. Jeez Louise. I guess I did distinctly mention last time around, or a while back, how I relate DCSS runs to piloting things, because yeah, it is just the start and the end that's most dangerous. It's when I'm completely losing my focus. Dang, really could have used the gold plate armor there. But it's when I start really losing my focus here and making some silly mistakes. So it is definitely where we should kind of double down on our mental capacities that are being contributed to playing. Dang it, alarm trap is not good. I guess it's not horrible though. Can almost just bring everyone over to us here. The Bogart can hopefully just go down to a couple of javelins, as we just slowly let some enemies close the gap here. As long as you're staggered enough, we should all be relatively happy. But oh gosh, this is just absolute chaos on its way. Okay, one Hell Knight I can fight. A Bogart could also come up to us and we can deal with that. That's probably a good fight. Let's take these three out, shall we? Beautiful. Okay, go down and then just take 3 up at a time here. And if need be, we'll immediately read a teleport scroll. And as long as we're starting at full health here, I think we can survive a few turns for that to pop off. So for the most part, this shouldn't be too risky what we're doing here, this little stair dancing maneuver. No promises, of course. You never know how things might change. Especially with Bogarts just bringing in all these sons of guns. Let's use some javelins here. Perfect. And maybe just a few more dips down. Oh my lord, there's so many of you. Or most of you are summoned, aren't you? No, you're just soul-bounded. You're not summoned. Oh. Huh. Huh. How about that? Well, we'll start tabbing through this. Again, if things start looking risky, we gotta be quick on that teleport read, but it's looking all good. All pretty solid. Everything's turning into simulacrums as we kill them, so it's taking them twice as many hits, but it's working. This might be a teleport one. So I think, yeah, we read that teleport right away. Try and maybe kill something before we get sent out. Perfect. That was beautiful. Essentially exactly what we asked for. Then I'm going to close this door and stand here while we heal, just to make sure I don't lose track of any of the monsters we've brought up. Because I don't want to leave anyone alive up here in case we're retreating the next time we come up this way. But that should be it. Beautiful. Slowly but surely we're clearing this absolute chaos. This is as bad as Vaults 5 down here. Like, what the heck is going on today? I guess we had too easy of an early game, and now it's really trying to make up for it in the final couple sections. But stair dancing, even without BO and a series of followers to hold our back on it, still pretty solid strategy in terms of taking things out safely here. And now it looks like we're finally at tab downstairs point. I think so. Maybe, just maybe. Stay and duke it out here. Still ready to jump upstairs because I'm not fully convinced this was a great decision. Ooh, let's maybe check this Ogre Mage's spellbook even. Beautiful. Yeah, no problems there. Let's just get to tabbing then. And that should be just about that. It's crazy that the stone giant was dealing no damage to us until this point, leaving them alive the whole time and doing fine. And now we're looking weirdly close to death. What an odd situation. And the Yaktar took care of themselves with a reflection, and there we go. We finally got our foot down in depths here. Took a bit just to get this little bit of a hold, but we've done it. Let's hope that that's the worst depths has to offer, shall we? Probably won't be, but one can dream, right? You know what, let's actually just read this enchant weapon scroll, and we'll put on the vampiric regardless. Those sidetracks into the abyss, calculated, free XP. Yeah, you got it there, Sevid. That's great. Completely as planned, not concerned for a moment. It was just, you know, as a second bonus, it also is just entertainment for you viewers. You know, I do it for you, really. It's just for that. It's purely calculated, love it. Mimic shop there. Actually did get my hopes up a little bit, even though gadget shop isn't exactly my favorite thing to find at this point in the game. But okay, finally, an artifact ring that's just a straight up better version of one that we have cursed to us this whole time. So let's remove curse here, and we'll get rid of this poison resistance ring. Pick up this beauty of an artifact. Oh, we actually had another artifact sitting back here. Interesting. Our Lek and our poison on this bad boy. Ice is interesting because it will give us, it'll give us vulnerability to fire, which is not good. It's probably worth it if we have some other artifact that was weighing out that vulnerability. But without that, I think I will just stick to Tiev. Yeah, might change my mind. If we find ourselves facing a whole lot of electric enemies in the final section of the game here, might have to make some decisions in the future, but for now, looking pretty good. Fully bind ourselves again in curses, and back on the road once more. Also be remembering to take sips of my drink as we go here. And there's some of the Hell and Pan entrances coming now that we're actually in depth. Silly me earlier, just completely blanking on how the game set up those things. Whoops. But definitely looking a bit cleaner so far. Besides the chaotic entry, this is actually looking more straightforward than depths. I'm actually always really curious to hear, so if anyone in chat has a strong opinion on the matter, definitely let me know. But I'm curious whether people find a strong difference between depths and vaults in terms of difficulty, because they do have very similar spawn lists. But I find depths to be usually slightly easier than vaults, but I know that I had a viewer a while back that felt the opposite. Very curious what the general feelings and thoughts are in that regard. But regardless, we should at least be strong enough to take on these sections without too much trouble. I'm worried that we've gotten far too lucky over the last little while, just in terms of unique encounters. Like, we haven't run into any of the truly horrifying uniques yet, and so I'm just holding my breath. I guess it's part of the other foot to drop or other shoe to drop feeling that we were talking about earlier. I personally find depths slightly more difficult because depths is mostly wide open and roomless. That's a good point. I do really like the vault entrances where you really get the like city layouts with all the chambers, because I think part of what goes through my mind when I compare the two is a lot of the builds that we've had trouble with in the last couple of games here. So the big vaults like spirals or like the ring chambers, for whatever reason I found those super tricky and lost very promising Elder Hofi the First to just such a thing. But I totally get what you mean, for sure. And that's a great point. It's kind of what makes the Abyss such complete hell, is the fact that it's absolutely wide open and constantly in danger of more enemies coming in. And I guess our entrance into depths here itself was a pretty significant example of the issues, the wide open spaces here. Oh, I couldn't even see that salamander. Red salamander on red lava background, absolutely invisible. A frost giant, what the heck are you doing here? That doesn't seem right. This is kind of an interesting little mini vault chamber here. Curious what we'll find inside. It looks like some treasure is available. Ooh, gold dragon scales would be beautiful. No such luck. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything there. Whoops. But I guess it is also a little bit tougher of a choice than I'm giving it credence for off the bat here, because again, our only real source of willpower at the moment is this armor that we're wearing. So not highly likely to be changing out of this plate armor anytime soon here, unless we find ourselves with some truly promising pickups. No, don't walk into... Yes, walk into the freezing cloud. I don't really have a choice. Bit scary to fight here, but definitely we don't want to kill the dragon over lava. In fact, I would really like you both to line up. Beautiful. Now our javelins will be helping us a bit more. Ouch. That hurt a wee bit though, don't get me wrong. That's right, we have no resistance to fire anymore. Kind of forgot about that. I'm actually I'm tempted to switch out this ring of protection for just an RF if we make it through this fight. We have to make it through this fight first. Do you know what? I don't think a portal's happening, so I'm going to drink a lig. It'll give us just a bit more max health for now, and I think it will be enough for us to finish off these buddies with our javelins here. Worst comes to worst, we'll just start chugging down health potions, but no worries. Yeah, can't move at the moment, so this giant, if they see us, they're just coming for us, I guess. But shouldn't be too bad to fight this buddy. I'm more scared about dragons. Oh boy. Shake it out on that one. Another close call at this point in the game here. Oh, do you know what? Instead of just immediately going back to adventuring like an idiot, what we should do here is do a quick rearrange. I think I am going to get rid of this armor class here, and we're going to be switching out that buddy, I think, with just this protection from fire ring, because it gives us some nice all-around benefits here. Unfortunately, we don't have the usual flexibility of being able to switch rings as we need resistances with Ashinzari here, so we do have to put a bit more forethought into how we want to be set up. We'd also forgotten to ever curse my willpower armor here, so I'm glad to finally get around to doing that. Gives us a nice bonus to the armor skill here, I believe. And beautiful. Let's head back out, finish exploring the rest of Depths 2 here. Just one more monster. Ain't no thing. Oh, two more. Would you look at that? And perfect. Start exploring down. Maybe do a quick little reorganization of the old inventory here. Probably going to drop these branding scrolls. Definitely don't really need to be carrying them around actively. Maybe we'll do a quick bind. I'm not totally remembering what all was on this shield, right? Arc corrosion, RN. So yeah, no big rush on that yet. Maybe in a moment. But okay. +2 Great Mace of Draining, no problem. You also see a bunch of portals here, but I believe, yeah, Ziggurat and Pan. That should be just about it. Perfect. Is a nice little auxiliary side effect of worshipping Ashinzari for sure. Stumbling over my words a bit. Oh boy, whole bunch of undead things is definitely not my favorite sight at the moment here. Somebody kind of lacking in those specific resistances. I'm also very curious if we're going to have to fight up here or not. Also a juggernaut. Jeez Louise. Why am I running into a juggernaut? Normally I don't see those buddies unless I decide to go down into the hells, but maybe. Well, they're trapped behind this Tengu here. A bit slower than usual. We'll try and launch in a few javelins. Javelins are pretty incredible damage, all things considered. Let's double check how much this buddy hits. 120 as a total combo. But they can't move right after they attack, so that is okay. Managed to take that buddy out. Oh my, not the most fun encounter to run into at this point. I don't think there was a gate to hell there either. I'm curious where that buddy spawned from. But I'll take the victory where we get it and just keep it moving. And is that, I'm very curious if I'm going to have to enter that little vault area or if that's a translucent door kind of scenario here. We'll ignore that enslavement. Oh, polymorph is always fun. Or shapeshifters, I should say. Not too shabby. The +9 flail Zishu. Flame, RF, and RC. Huh, that would have been interesting if we did end up continuing with maces and flails from the start and didn't end up doing this transition. Have fun. But unfortunately, I think I'm sticking with this trident. In fact, this artifact trident, I do, if possible, want to carry it into the end game here. Be a record, at least for me personally, in terms of how long I've been able to hold on to a fragile artifact. Okay, don't let anything else that breaks walls... Oh, dang it. I let something else that breaks walls near it. That's where those buddies come from. I now understand this. Each one of these has one character in it that can break walls. Okay, we need to get far away from there before they keep summoning in like that, you sons of guns. Oh my lord. At least the Juggernaut got caught up behind all these bad boys here, so I'm pretty sure that will simplify things a wee bit there, maybe. Just maybe. These can do that real quick. Take out this bad boy, and then... Oh, I don't even want to go near this place. Oh, crap. Juggernaut. Hello, friend. Let's see here. Chance to paralyze you. 11%. Yeah, that makes sense. Didn't expect it to be great, but we'll go with acid, because 1 of acid at least gets your armor class reduced. And then we could even start resorting to a lot of these evocables if need be, but we can at least take 1 hit from this bad boy, and that's a max roll hit, which hopefully he doesn't perform. The gimmick of this vault is to keep the deep elf elementalists alive, so they open up all the rooms. Oh, do you want to open up all the rooms? For a moment there, I was very concerned. I guess, is there a good treasure in the center one? Let's take a peek. Not great treasure. Should be fine, though. Just start our retreat. I'm going to get away from that so that they're not opening up necessarily each and every single one. And keeping an eye here on where we're retreating, because I'm kind of heading towards this stairwell here. It's a bit of an emergency escape. Okay, we still can't die in 1 hit to this buddy, but it's closer. Could Phantom Mirror this bad boy, though. I'm gonna do it. You know what? You can fight your own Juggernaut there. In fact, we'll probably help out here. The 2 of us combined, our powers combined. Yes. Okay, not too shabby. Juggernaut down. Our Juggernaut is probably getting taken out, right? No, apparently. Still alive at the very least. And there they go. Okay, let's try and hit both of these buddies with each of our javelin throws. And that is not too shabby at all. Now that we can start using our trident, I think that's still slightly faster, even though it's tough. We're definitely getting to the point where javelins are a nice chunk of damage over even just our usual attacks. Oh boy. +4, Halberd of Kazakh. Vorpal and Will plus plus. The Will plus plus is almost tempting, but I think gotta stick with my shield. Gone to this point, right? But let's take a peek. I think the rest of these are just experience. So for now, I'm gonna do this. Something like this, just to simplify my auto explore. We don't have to worry about it. Definitely let me know if I'm missing a further part of the gimmick of this vault, but I think we got to the central treasure there and it didn't look like too much of interest, so we'll pass it on for now so that we don't have to risk too much more life and limb. It does mean that we'll have to avoid it on our way back up, which is maybe important to keep in mind, so you know what? We'll risk cracking it open with one more here, because yeah, that troll can also break open the walls, but okie dokie. Marjorie has shown up. Okay. So lots of fire damage, unfortunately. I guess fortunately we did at least switch out into some more resist fire on our end of things, which is good, but still makes this quite scary. So I'm going to step in and we're going to give our first taste, or get our first real taste of the condenser vein and see what kind of clouds we get. Negative energy isn't ideal for some of those bad boys, but that's still pretty sick. And Marjorie's just gonna stand in that cloud the whole time? Okay, I'll take it. Not too shabby whatsoever. That was awesome. Definitely a nice cloud to get there. Negative energy. Not very many monsters have resistances in that department. I'm guessing still technically under acid, at least in where my rain levels those things, but could definitely be wrong about that.